Well, dozens of women have accused famed American comedian Bill Cosby of sexual assault, although he's never faced trial. But prosecutors are now attempting to convince a judge they have enough evidence to try Cosby in connection with a 2004 case. A critical pre-trial hearing is happening right now in Pennsylvania. CNN's Sara Ganim joins us now from live outside the courthouse. Sarah, there are so many women making accusations against Bill Cosby, but the judge today is considering just one case. What do we know about the accused?
Just one case, that's correct. All of the others, the more than 50 women who have come forward in the last several years, none of their cases are in criminal court because of the statute of limitations in their states. This is the only case, this one from 2004, in which Bill Cosby could, if he goes to trial, face jail time. Now, this woman who brought these charges against him, her name is ANDREA. She was the director of women's basketball here in Montgomery County at the university, Temple University, where Bill Cosby is from. This is his hometown. He is beloved here. And she says that back in 2004, he had her over to his house. He gave her some blue pills and then sexually assaulted her when she could no longer physically stop him. Now, the crux of this case are her allegations, but as this court hearing has been going on this morning, my colleague who is in the courtroom says that the cross-examination from the defense has been centered around the fact that they say ANDREA CONSTAND continued to go over to Bill Cosby's home after this assault allegedly occurred and continued to have a relationship with him. And the defense saying that if she had been assaulted, if this had been anything more than a consensual encounter, which is what Bill Cosby says it is, then she would not have continued to see him, Linda.
And interesting to note that he and this lady reached a civil settlement 10 years ago. So why is it now going through the courts?
Well, so she did reach a civil settlement. That's a separate lawsuit, it's a separate case. And what came out of that was particularly interesting last summer, part of his deposition in that civil case, shocked us all when it was released, where Bill Cosby admitted to getting a prescription for Quaaludes in order to give them to women who he wanted to have sex with. Now, he denies any wrongdoing. He denies ever sexually assaulting anyone. He says his relationship with ANDREA CONSTAND and any sexual contact between them was consensual, but that was a huge bombshell when that was released. That's separate, though. The only way that this has come into play, his defense attorneys have tried to stop this criminal prosecution in its tracks by saying that the reason that he gave that deposition in the civil suit was because he was promised that there would never be a criminal case. The judge rejected that, and now here we are today.
So if this does proceed to trial and Cosby is convicted, what could he face?
So, criminal statute in Pennsylvania, he could, depending on how the judge lays out the charges, he could be facing somewhere between 5 and 10 years, maybe more. At 78 years old, that is probably a consideration. Oftentimes you see defendants and their attorneys, when they are significantly later in life, say that's effectively a life sentence, and it's unfair. That doesn't always work, especially in sexual assault cases, and especially in high-profile sexual assault cases, but that's what the law says. If he were to be convicted. Now, today, this is a preliminary hearing, so we're really far from that point. Today, a judge is just going to decide whether or not this case is strong enough to proceed, Linda.